Hey beautiful people of the internet, my name is Ryan, and I originally had 3 separate ideas for what this video would be. Then this thing got in the way. My brain, not my bandana, but my brain. My name is Ryan, and I am a recursive thinker. Here's a quick parenthetical. What I mean when I say recursive thinking is just that when you think about something, you return to it again and again in a kind of circular or recursive thought pattern. First, I was going to make this video about the things that I do on the weekends in order to just like stay sane. Like going someplace nice with a book and just reading, or like finding a nice place to sit where I can see the sky, or taking care of all of the things that I let fall through the cracks during the week so that I can feel like a responsible adult. But then my brain gets going and I start to think, am I really doing the unwinding thing if I'm filming myself doing it and I'm worrying about light levels and about space on the memory card and just generally not doing the unwinding thing that I'm attempting to portray via video, which would then be not helpful, but also would be dishonest. And second, I was going to make a video about how politics is just impossible to talk about with any kind of sense on social media platforms. Because to be heard, you have to be very loud and angry, and you have to reduce the issues to simplify. And to be loud and angry and black and white is to deny the truth of the situation, which is that the truth is very likely a degree of gray, and it is in no way coverable with a Facebook status. But then my brain gets going and I start to think about how if Facebook is not enough space to talk about how we talk about politics, then why would a YouTube video ever be enough space? And plus I have political leanings and biases. I have them, so who says I'm even capable of making something that is honest and not skewed, or talking about being honest and not skewed, even if I am doing my very best, my honest effort at being honest and not skewed. And then third, I wanted to make a video about recursive thinking. And I thought a lot about how making a video about recursive thinking would allow me to be honest with y'all. About how recursive thinking is, yes, sometimes it's honest, but it's also a lot of times just very messy and not helpful and not healthy. It's an honesty that I think YouTube fakes a lot of the time, and so I think it's a conversation worth having. But then my recursive brain thingy starts going again, and I start thinking about how talking about recursive thinking does not help me stop thinking recursively. And in fact, if I talk about it, then maybe other people will also start thinking those things or thinking in those circular ways. And then I realized that I can't make a video about recursive thinking that denies the recursive thinking that plagued me when I was making it. Okay, I mean, and the final irony about this open and honest video about recursive thinking and about honesty is that I have a script over here which is not particularly weird for making videos to have a script, but it is, but on that script over there is this thing about, I have this little note about that clip earlier, the inhale exhale thing, and I wrote it down on the script because I imagined it would be a particularly effective part of this video, would show you that I'm a person who has honest emotional reactions on camera, which I do have those reactions, but I also have created and scripted emotional reactions, and you can see how all of this gets circular and messy in a video about emotional honesty and who can you trust? Honesty in YouTube and honesty in anything that we create is such a slippery thing to try and hold on to. I guess I'll end my video with a disclaimer this week because this is already crazy and weird. That's all I've got for this week. I will see you all next week with a book review, so you should stay tuned for that. And disclaimer, recursive thinking is maybe not the way out. It's more honest, which is good, and it's useful for seeing the puppet master behind the curtains, or the strings moving the puppets, whichever metaphor you prefer, but it's not super helpful for living a less anxious life. Okay, best wishes. When Toni Morrison praises a book, when she says that an author fills the void left by the death of James Baldwin, yeah, that's when you know it's a big deal. Hey beautiful people of the internet, my name is Ryan, and I was 19 years old before I was assigned to read a book by an African American writer.